The thing about this Saturn-Uranus conjunction is Uranus is the planet of surprise and innovation and change and all those good things. But the thing about this conjunction is if you are not recognizing changes that you need to make, breakthroughs that you need to do to reach more of your full potential, like if you've been holding yourself back, which is what I was doing because I was hearing, you know, with this job, like this just is not a good thing for me. Not at the level that I was doing it. I mean, so the thing is, if you're not recognizing it, if you're not opening up to it, if you're not receptive to it, the universe will cause you to change. It'll bring events in your life that will make it undeniable that you need to make this change or break through this issue or see where you're holding yourself back, all those things. Okay. So that's what your crystal is for during our practice this session. And we'll do our breakthrough meditation. So if everybody's ready, okay, we're recording already. And so come into good alignment for your posture. And during our centering, if you want to hold your crystal, we will be doing the breakthrough meditation that I received in my dream, which it was really a cool dream. But anyway, you can hold your crystal. You can even bring your fingers into a mudra to allow the energy from your crystal to come into you, and the mudra will seal it in for you. So however you want to do that. Allow your shoulders to relax away from your ears. Let go of the day and the events that you experienced today. Just come into the present moment. And as you sit with your crystal, just ask yourself to see if you can perceive an answer. If not in this moment, then it'll come as you and the universe are ready together. But ask yourself if you might be holding yourself back in some way, or if there's some new direction for you, something new to reach for greater potential, your own potential, things like that. Just ponder that, reflect on that for a few breaths here. It's not answer on demand, but it could come. So just see if anything surfaces as you focus for a few breaths. Asking your crystal for assistance in this direction. And now for the imagery for a breakthrough. Using your imagination, see yourself at the ocean, on the beach, um, the sun overhead, warming your shoulders and your head, and you're walking in the sand. The ocean is on your left, and you come to an object. It's like a transparent glass curtain, but it's crackly, and so you can see through it, but not clearly like a clear sheet of glass. But it's a large curtain as big as your uh, inner screen of your mind. So you see it in the distance, and you walk towards it. You feel the warmth of the sand, and then when your foot sinks into the sand, you feel the coolness underneath as you walk. You can feel an ocean breeze. You can smell the sea air and hear the um, seagulls. And way back behind you are some children playing and laughing. And then you come towards this glass curtain, and you can't get around it. It's too large. So it's representing blocking you. So facing it, you step backwards several steps, maybe 30 yards or so. And with your eyes focused on this curtain, this barricade that's in your way, holding you back from reaching for more and better, you start to run towards it. You run faster and faster, and as you get close to it, you hold your arms out in front of you. You can keep your crystal with you, but you reach your arms out in front of you and put your head down because you're going to dive right through it. So you come up to it, you dive through it, and it shatters. The glass shatters. It was already crackly, so it doesn't hurt when you go through. And then you keep running for a little while, and you turn and you look behind you and you see the pile of glass that was holding you back. And then you walk forward and allow yourself to feel free, unimpeded by any barrier. It's like Ganesh was right there helping you through that block. And just sit for a few breaths and see how that resonates within you, how it feels to you. Notice more clarity. And then holding your crystal up in front of your heart, just out from you so you can look down on it. Just kind of give it a little nod, thanking the being within the crystal or the crystal energy for its assistance. And then just place it out in front of you so that it's um, visible but not in your way of your practice. So become aware of your breath. Check in with your emotional body, mental, emotional. Notice your thoughts. And a little scan through your body, head to toe, just checking for any sensations as what might be going on with you, any tight areas, anything calling out for a little extra TLC today. And then just bring your arms to your sides as we attune to breath. So just breathe, arms up overhead. And open out, exhale. Breathe it up. And relax on each exhale a little more fully. One more breath. And just bringing palms down in front of your heart. And release your hands. We'll start with a snake sway, just rolling side to side, but start down at your hips and roll through your spinal column. Just feel each little segment. Become mindful of your whole spine as you move. And still with the ocean, imagine being seaweed, swaying, long and tall seaweed. And as you continue that, I'm going to take my little feline assistants upstairs because she thinks it's time to play. There you go, baby. All right. So let's work a little bit more with Ganesh. Just come up onto the balls of your feet and we'll rock on our toes a few times to loosen in our ankles and toes. Try holding with your heels towards the floor. Yeah, so your ankles are in flexion, and then come forward with your knees on the floor to stretch in your toes. You can come up sitting on your heels for a moment. And let's work with our shoulders a little bit too. So breathe them up, back and down, circles. And reverse. All right, bring your arms around back, interlace fingers, and draw your arms away from your spine. Lift your chest, and you can arch back if you want to. Loosen up in your spine. Lift again, and then lift your arms up overhead. And again, it always feels good to stretch in our shoulders. Release any tension or burden there. And release your hands. Just come onto hands and knees for a moment and pat your feet on the floor to let the circulation back into your toes. And then come back up onto the balls of your feet and separate your feet for hip openers, taking the knees back, holding the front knee in place. And then we'll come down into Malasana and relax, allowing the earth energy to flow up into our root chakra. All right. And just bring your feet together again. Let your toes open so they can grip up a little bit if they need to. And come up and bring palms in. We'll take in a breath. And exhale to your left. Rotate your palms. Outer palm forward, fingers forward, inner palm to the back towards your elbow, and hook your fingers together. in Ganesh Mudra. And the mantra is Om Gam Ganapataya Namaha, Om Gam Ganapataya Namaha, Om Gam Ganapataya Namaha. And then just bring palms back into prayer hands for a prayer twist. And then come back to center. Bring your hands in front. We're going to relax our ankles and toes for a couple of breaths. So once again, just pat them on the floor, on the mat. You can circle them around. All right, and then come back on to the balls of the feet and toes. Lift up tall. Now there's different things you can do to help yourself with balance. You can squeeze your ankles towards each other. You can also press your feet into the floor and then pull your feet together as though you're bringing them towards each other, but you're not moving them. Okay. It helps with balance. And then bring palms together and come over to your right. The elbow can come outside the whoops, outside the knee, if it'll go there, if you can hold it. And then just rotate in your palms, outer hand forward, inner hand to the back, and slide your fingers along. And Om Gam Ganapataya Namaha, Om Gam Ganapataya Namaha, Om Gam Ganapataya Namaha, and bring palms together for a prayer twist. And then come back to the center, reach forward, let your ankles out, your feet and toes, and whatever makes you comfortable. You can circle them around, you can pat them on the floor. Just move to let them circulate there. All right, and just walk your knees back. I'll turn to the side because I know for people watching the recording, it's hard to see from the front. So just lower down in your shoulders, kind of spider walk your fingers forward, but your hips are up off of your heels. And then just loosen up in your shoulders. So in Noose Pose, we're working with Ganesh, Lord of Obstacles. He places them in front of you and he removes them when you're ready, working with you directly. So now turn your toes under, walk your hands forward a little bit and come into your plank. Press your heels away. You can walk in place if your calves need a little extra stretch right now. And then come back into your plank. Nice long neck, no wrinkles there. Bring your attention to your core muscles, your low abdomen, your solar plexus, and your hips are working, legs are working, certainly the arms. Press down on the inner side of your knuckles to help release some of the flexion in your wrist. And then draw your heels towards the mat. Come down into downward facing dog.
Take your hips side to side if that feels comfortable for you or stretchy. You can come up onto the toes and then lower down. All right, now I'm going to rest for a moment. Just come back sitting on your heels, toes under if they'll tolerate that, and circle around in your wrists. And then flex and stretch, flex and stretch, flex, reach, and roll under, stretching your wrist, flex, and stretch. Fingers. Okay, so we're going to come back up into downward facing dog. And bring your navel in towards your spine. And for a little extra stretch, take your right hand to your left ankle and hold on. Look up under your left arm. And then we'll switch sides. Left hand on the right ankle or the shin, whatever you can reach there. But keep pressing back into your down dog. Hold on and rotate up into a twist. And then come back and just step your feet forward into ragdoll or head to knee pose. If you're working with head to knee, then take in a breath, expand your belly, which is going to take you a little bit out of the stretch. Then exhale and draw in closer. And again, inhale, tilt your hips up, lift your kneecaps, exhale, and come into your stretch. See if you can use your abdominal muscles to bring you in a little closer rather than using your arms. All right. Now just bend your knees, lower your hips, and we're just going to lift up, bringing arms up overhead. Bring palms together, interlace your, well, just overlap one thumb and reach up. Engage your hips so they're nice and protective for your low back. I'm going to go into a standing back bend. Reach up through your spine. Reach up through your shoulders and arch to the back. Take your time. elongate. And press down into the ground with your feet. Lift your fingertips to the ceiling. Bring your head to center. Reach. And we're going to bend forward. I'm going to step back a little bit. So again, reach through your fingertips. See if you can squeeze your ears with your arms. Breathe a deep breath. And exhale, hinge forward in your hips. Keep your arms next to your ears and come halfway. Engage your legs, your thighs, and kneecaps. Press your hips up and then lower down, head to knee. Release your arms. And then bring palms together, overlap your other thumb this time, and scoop your arms forward, bring them up, arms next to your ears. Press down in your feet, legs are working, muscles are engaged. Reach out and use the strength of your legs as you lift halfway. Engage your core muscles. Press down in your feet, lift your fingertips and the top of your head up. And just walk towards the front end of your mat. And then lower your arms down. Circle around, loosen up in your shoulders, your arms, let your elbows bend. You've had them stretched out long for a while. And just bring your hands onto your hips, toes forward. Let your legs work, engaging the muscles, reach up through your crown. Deep breath. And exhale your left ear to your left shoulder. Keep the nose pointed forward. Try to keep your spine lifted. Let this be for the neck and shoulder. Press down in your feet and roll your head back up to center. Take in a breath. Exhale to the other side. See how this side feels compared to the first side. Inhale back to center. This time, just take your right arm and reach up next to your ear. Deep breath. Exhale. Press your hand on your hip bone, your left hand on your hip bone, and press over into a side stretch. If it feels a little tight, just come in and out of the stretch. And then finally reach and elongate. Pull away from your hip. Hold the stretch. You might feel this in your psoas muscles inside that hip bone. Let it relax and stretch. To come out of it, roll your shoulder forward, soften your knees, and let your arm come down across the front of you and back up to your hip for the other side.
So just take your left arm and reach it up next to your ear, taking a deep breath. Press on your hip bone. Exhale over to the side. Just come in and out of it if you need or want to. Keep the alignment so that your shoulders are forward, hips are forward, arm next to your ear. Pull away from your hip. And then roll that shoulder, your left shoulder forward. Soften your knees and release your arm down. Now bring both arms up overhead. Deep breath. Soften both knees. Take your left leg back into warrior one pose. Feet are hip width apart. Reach up through your fingertips. Lift your chest, shoulders back. The shoulder blades are rolled down your back. We'll rotate into warrior two. Just reach up, inhale, and pivot to your left, opening out into warrior two. Bend your knee and keep pressing the knee open. I know you're aware of that. It's just a reminder. Deepen down. Open the shoulders and the chest. We'll come into the bind pose, representing a holding and a blocking. Okay, taking in your breath. Reach your right arm forward under the thigh. Bring your whole shoulder down to the thigh. Bend that elbow. Reach it up behind you and then just hook your fingers and then open out to the side. Open your left shoulder. Lift it. Look up. Now release your hands from the bind. Bring your right hand onto the mat in front of your right foot. Take your right foot back and just slide your feet out for a side plank. Look up. Bring your arm down, come around, unwind your feet. Come into a momentary plank pose. And then run your feet in towards your hands. You can walk them in or step in, that's okay. It's just sometimes it's fun to be playful in yoga. And press down on your feet, arms out to the side, lift your crown, breathe. Exhale and take your right leg back into warrior one. Reach up. Lift your sternum, your heart center, and relax down deeper if you can into the pose. Reach. And we'll pivot into warrior two. Just open out. Find your alignment. Keep perfecting the pose. Open the knee. Draw your tummy up and lengthen in your spine. Now take in your breath for the bind. And exhale. Reach under that front thigh. Bring your shoulder down. Bend that elbow. Hook your fingers. And then open the front shoulder, the top shoulder, your right shoulder. And release. Bring your left hand onto the mat. You can slide the back foot out now if you wish, and then reach the other foot back, slide it out for your side plank, and look up. And then release down, unwind your feet, come into front plank, let your knees down, and pull back into child's pose. Bring your arms to your sides, palms up, thumbs by your feet. So bend your elbows a little bit here and let your shoulders completely relax as you breathe. Notice your breath and your heartbeat, sensations in your body. And now just lift up sitting on your heels. For a gentle twist, bring your right hand on the outside of your left knee and your left hand, bring it around to the back. If you can hold on to the furthest foot, use that for leverage. Lift up, take in a breath. Exhale and use your arms to draw you into your twist. Look over your shoulder. Now start to unwind. Just bring both arms up overhead. Breathe. Exhale and bring them over to the other side. Reach up tall. Take in another deep breath. Exhale as you stretch into your twist. And then slowly unwind. Come over sitting on one hip. Stretch out your legs and prepare now for Shavasana. Just in case people are curious, I do not lie in Shavasana. The person leading the poses sits like a centurion, protector. And if you wish, you can bring your crystal And you can place it on your solar plexus or your heart center, wherever you feel is the appropriate place. Breaking through, freeing yourself, unbinding. We got into the bind and we got out of the bind. Reaching for your potential. Now, at your deepest point of relaxation, Using your imagination once again, imagine the ocean on your left and imagine you're on the beach fairly close to the shore, the edge, and a huge wave from the ocean comes roaring up out of the water, up over you, and splashes down on you, washing away any obstacles, any holding back that you have released, letting it bathe you and wash you, the healing ocean salt water, cleansing you, bringing you to a fresh new level. And then bringing your awareness back to your physical body, bringing in some little moves, and then slide your feet together. Lift your knees up to your chest and wrap your arms around. And if you like, you can rock side to side or forward and back or make some circles. And roll to one side, holding onto your crystal, coming up into sitting. Just bring your crystal in close to whether you want to hold it by your solar plexus, your personal power, your heart, your compassion and love center. Just for a moment, tune into the crystal. Send some gratitude in. Because when you're working with a crystal, you may just have a piece of the crystalline rock, but you're working with the whole consciousness of that crystal. Like I have rutilated smoky quartz, which helps to release negativity and open up. So whatever crystal you have, just hold it up with some gratitude and then bring your crystal down in front of you. Bring your hands into a mudra to seal in all these wonderful energies and benefits from your practice today, from your visualizations and meditation. And then bring palms into Anjali Mudra. Then may your journey be filled with excitement, inspiration, and joy. Namaste, everybody.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That was a very nice visualization.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
Very nice.
Yes, you're welcome. Thanks for being here.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Debbie's in the dark.
Aw.
Yeah.
Aw. Well, you ladies have a great evening and
Yes.
stay warm.
You too. Stay warm is right.
Yeah, get close to your fireplace there.
Of
Yeah.
course.
It looks really pretty.
Yes.
Yeah.
Namaste.
Namaste. Bye.
Namaste, everybody.
Thank you. That was what I got was good.